gloves made him feel equipped, like he'd created a barrier between himself and whatever he was about to face. Like their presence covering his hands protected his entire being. He grinned. Maybe the gloves were his superpower. Not that Glove Man had quite the same ring to it as Spider-Man. Emboldened by his newfound courage, he opened the door. "You not in there yet, lad?" The Belcher's voice echoed up the stairs. "Give me a bloody chance, you old scunner." The Belcher, clearly enjoying his position as king of his immediate surroundings, wasn't done mouthing off. "Bloody bairns! Nae stamina! Nae oomph! Can't get decent coppers these days." Of course, that elicited a chorus of twittering giggles, which made the younger officer's ears burn. Tight-lipped, he chuntered under his breath. "Arrogant, sodding, fat, slobby bastard. I'd like to see him pulling his weight for a change. Bloody lazy git." Lips narrowed, he stepped through the gap, his torch illuminating an uncarpeted hallway. There was a door to either side of him. Bedrooms, no doubt. And straight ahead at the end of the hall was the living room, probably with a minuscule toilet recessed to the left. He danced the beam over the area. Dark smears trailed along the stained wallpaper. It looked like shit. Now he came to think of it, excrement was one of the overpowering aromas present. His mother would have a fit if she could see him in this midden. With the top door open, the smell was more intense and had taken on other unidentifiable odours, none of them pleasant. With the Belcher's wheezes and muttered curses indicating he'd finally entered the stairwell, the constable stepped into the lobby, cast his light first to the right, then the left, then back to the right again. "Right it is!" He pushed the bedroom door open, and a gust of chilled air burst through the gap. He snaked his hand in and searched for the light switch. Again, no response. So he resigned himself to the fact that the entire house was without electric. With his nose scrunched up, he directed his torch beam in small increments over the room, trying to get a sense of what was inside. A stained double mattress occupied most of the floor space, with a pile of ragged covers bundled on top. A rickety sideboard stood to one side. 2 of its 3 drawer spaces lay empty. Strips of sodden wallpaper snaked away from mouldy walls and accounted for part of the stench. The other was the bucket of eye-watering human waste that stood near the broken cupboard. "Oh fuck, this is boggin'!" Intent on slamming the door shut against the stench, he edged away, but as his light jiggled over the room, movement from the bed made him jump backwards. Anticipating a large and jaggy-toothed rodent about to attack him. A pair of unblinking, unflinching eyes gazed at him. It took only a second to register the creature's shorn, blooded scalp, their hollowed-out cheeks and blue-tinged skin. In their tiny hand, the creature child held an open ring-pool tin, with a spoon sticking out the top. No wonder this Wayne cowered under the few thin covers on the mattress. It was freezing. An icy blast hurled through the inch-wide gap at the bottom of the window, and the thin curtains wafted listlessly in the Arctic breeze. The kid's eyes were dark and expressionless, and the constable wanted to grab the child up and run from the room. Then, another head appeared, followed almost immediately by a third. 3 children stared at him, yet said nothing. He tried a faltering grin. Still no reaction. Maintaining his distance so as not to appear threatening, he widened his smile. "You're okay now. I'm a police officer, and you're safe." Still nothing. No nod, no flicker of movement. Just that sad, dark, scary stare from all 3 of them. He cast his mind back to his police training, but nothing he'd learned at Tully Allen had prepared him for this. He turned his head to the open door and spoke in an urgent, half-whispered shout. "Sarge, you need to get up here." The Belcher's reply was faint, and his words sent a chill down the constable's spine. "Help!